5 trillion rupees, millions of investors, billions of transactions every single day. This is India's stock market today. Hi friends, but what if I told you that this entire financial empire started with just a few people sitting under a banyan tree? Now imagine this: no stock exchange, no screens, no regulations, no Dalal Street, and yet India's stock market story had already begun. The year was 1830. Near Horniman Circle, under a banyan tree, a few brokers gathered quietly, no chaos, no shouting, just trust and trade. But trading what? Shares of banks and shares of the East India Company. Yes, you heard that right. Shares of the East India Company were being traded under a tree.
But then came a turning point. In 1849, a man entered the arena. Premchand Roy Chand, born in Surat, raised in Mumbai, to change Indian finance forever. He wasn't just a broker, he was a visionary. He didn't wait for a system, but he built one. Then came another turning point. July 9, 1875. 22 brokers came together to form an association, the Native Share and Stock Brokers Association. This would later become the Bombay Stock Exchange, India's first stock exchange and Asia's oldest.
Built not with glass and steel, but with vision and belief. As India grew, so did its markets. What if I told you that India's stock market wasn't always this powerful? In fact, it all started with a simple idea. In 1956, a law was introduced, the Securities Contracts Regulation Act 1956. This wasn't just regulation, it was the first step towards building trust in the system. Then in 1957, Bombay Stock Exchange became India's first recognized stock exchange, and by 1980, Dalal Street became its permanent home, slowly turning into the financial nerve center of India.
But here's the real turning point. In 1986, something revolutionary was introduced: Sensex. With a base value of just 100, for the first time ever, India could measure its market performance. Then came 1991, a year that changed everything. India opened its economy to liberalization, privatization, and globalization. And from this point onwards, the market didn't just grow, it accelerated. A growth without regulation comes at a cost. In 1992, the Harshad Mehta scam shook the entire nation. 5,000 crore rupees wiped out from the market, and it also lost the trust in the system.
As every crisis forced the system to evolve, stronger regulations were introduced, and the role of Securities and Exchange Board of India became more powerful than ever. Then came technology. In 1994, National Stock Exchange of India introduced electronic trading, and in 1996, the Nifty 50 was launched. This marked the shift from paper-based markets to fully digital ecosystems.
By 2000, the National Stock Exchange of India introduced derivatives trading into the Indian financial market, marking a major shift in the country's capital market ecosystem. This allowed investors to trade in futures and options, improving risk management, market efficiency, and overall participation from institutional as well as retail investors. Then came 2008, a global financial crisis. Markets crashed worldwide, but India recovered and came back stronger. In 2017, BSE itself got listed. It was a historic milestone for India's oldest exchange, and by 2025, India's stock market crossed $5 trillion in market capitalization. From 1,000 points to over 78,000 on the Sensex. That's not just growth, that's a 78 times transformation. From a banyan tree to a global powerhouse, history didn't begin in skyscrapers, it began with belief. And the next time you invest, remember, you're not just trading stocks, you're becoming a part of a story that started under a tree. So what can we learn from this journey? That markets are not just driven by money, they are driven by trust, regulation, and innovation. Because every scam led to stronger rules, every crisis created a better system. And today, what you see on your screen is not just a stock market, it's 70 years of evolution. If this video helped you understand the subject better than any book or trading course, please like and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.